Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here. I got my truck in the carport here. I'm going to be putting a bed cover on it. So this is the one that came on it when I bought it. I just bought this truck a few days ago, and it's got a vinyl trifold cover on it. It has this little thing here that secures it, but it doesn't work too well. So I knew when I bought the truck that I was going to replace this. I like more of the hard covers, so I'm going to get started on that in just a second, and I'll be right back. What I have here is the Gator FX. All right, as you can see, the old one is off. There it is. Took me about 2 minutes to take it off, very easy. One thing I must tell you, if you're working in a garage, be careful when you stand up in the bed of your truck. You're going to hit your head. No, that is not my Jeep. All right, let's see, here's my hardware and drain tubes here. Clamps. The right rail. You can tell it's got the metal slide adjuster up at it goes towards the front. And here's the left rail. Up here. That's packing. We don't line that up. Alright. And there it is. Looks like it was packaged very well and safe. I don't see any. It's got some more foam underneath. I don't see any issues with it. So I'm gonna get these instructions out here. I'm pretty familiar with it. I should be able to install it without the instructions, but when all else fails, read the instructions. So, all right, let's get started. About the only tools you're going to need for this are a 14mm socket and wrench and a screwdriver. The 14mm socket is for these clamps that clamp the rail to the bed rails. So very simple. I'm going to go ahead and get started and putting these rails on. When you're installing these rails, you want to make sure that you slide it all the way up against the bulkhead of the truck right here. So I've got it up as far as it can go. I'm going to attach my clamps underneath, and as I tighten down the clamps, I will push down and forward towards the bulkhead just to make sure it stays sealed up there. So I just have it hand tightened. You can see there's teeth on the back of those clamps that go onto the rail there, and I just have it hand tightened enough just to keep it in place while I finish up the rest of the clamps here. I will put one about middle way there, and then I'll put one at the end. My clamps in place, one at the back, one in the middle here, and one at the front. So I'm going to take my ratchet with the 14mm socket on it, and as I tighten the end, I'll push down and forward. So there's a rubber seal on the back side here, so you want to make sure that you push down when you tighten to make sure that seal stays in place. Also a rubber piece here, so that's why you want to go forward with that. So we'll see if I can do this with one hand. Push down and forward, then I'm going to, here we go. So let me go ahead and tighten it. You can see there, the clamp is right here. I'm going to move this out of the way so my ratchet can get up under there easily. So we're going to go here, push down with the left hand and tighten that rail. Then we'll do the same thing on this back one over here. Push down there. And tighten this. So the left side is good and tight. It's all tightened up. The seal is making contact here on this side here, this rubber seal. So that looks good. It's nice and tight. I'll put this rod back up here. And this, nice and sitting real close there and flush to the edge of the bulkhead. And then we'll work on the other stuff. I've got my rails in place. They're tightened down and sealed the best they can be. So next step is I think what I'm going to do next is go ahead and drill the holes in those rubber grommets there at the front of the bed. That way to run the drain tube through. For this hole, for the drain tube, I'm going to use a 5/8 inch hole bit. It is a little bit smaller than the tube, but that's so that when I force this tube through there, it makes a good seal. I might have to come back and make it bigger, but I'm hoping that'll be a perfect size. So just be careful when you do drill your hole here. You gotta know that your cab is just on the other side of that metal. You got about maybe 2.5 inches before you would reach your cab. So just whenever you break through that grommet, just make sure you stop. There we go. Let's see if this will fit through there nice and snug. No, it looks like I'm going to have to make that hole just a little bit bigger. I'll get me another bit and kind of waller that out a little bit. So if you have one size bigger than a 5/8, that would be a perfect size. All right, so I got the hole drilled and I got the drain tube placed through it, and there it is going up to the top of the rail. This rail has a system in it that will channel water back to the drain tube and out, so you minimizes the water you get in your bed. There you see we have both rails on. Both the drain tubes are attached and in position. Next we'll put the seal up on the bulkhead, and first I'm going to clean it off with some alcohol and let it dry. I've got some alcohol here, and I'm going to pour it on this rag. Oops, a little more than I wanted, but that's okay. I'm just going to wipe off this bulkhead real well with the alcohol, get it nice and clean. Make sure you get it really clean, because the seal that came with the cover is going to stick up here. And of course, the cleaner the surface, the better it's going to stick. So, nice and clean. And I will go get the seal and put it on. This is the seal that came with the cover that we will put up on the bulkhead. I will get that in position and let you show, and I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so here's the seal. The purpose of this seal is to create, weather tight strip here on the bulkhead. So the key is you want to get it all the way to the end where the bed rail is, and you kind of want to keep it as close to the back of the bulkhead as possible, like this, and then cut it off right here where it meets the other bed rail on the other side. So we'll go ahead and get started. Just kind of peel it and stick it as you go. There's no need to get in a hurry with this. And I got one of the crew holding the camera for me right now, helping me out. I'm sure you'll be seeing the crew as we go along, making more videos. Take my scissors, cut it right here, put it down, and that is perfect. All right, and then once you get it all down, just go ahead and press on it, make sure it's sticking. Since we cleaned it off with alcohol, got it really clean, it shouldn't have any problems, which should be good to continue on. So this is my tripod today, Mia. She is helping me out because it's hard to install this with one hand. So Mia is my tripod. I'm now getting ready to put the bed cover up on the rails. Before I do that, I have to locate the fourth fold, which is the smaller fold. Looks like it's right here. There it is. So when I put this up on the rails, I'm going to make sure that is on the end closest to the bulkhead, because it'll just flip over and we will install it up there. And we have these bolts here to help us install that. So when you put it up here, it will kind of click. You'll hear it click into place like that, and then you can slide it back and forth as you need to. We'll be needing to slide it back and forth just to get it positioned exactly where we want to. So let's pull up here and unfold that cover. As you can see, it needs to go further up, so we'll push the bed cover up. Just kind of put it right there for now. All right, so we have these holes here where the bolts are going to go through. These. So with these, you have the circle nut here that goes underneath. You have a lock washer, a flat washer, and two rubber washers, two black rubber washers. So we'll undo these. And it'll go the same way on both sides. So you want to take the bolt with one rubber washer, one of the black rubber washers, and put through this large hole here. So when installing this, and I had this up here like that, try to put the carriage bolt through that hole, it wouldn't go through. And when I turn this back over, there's a looks like a foam, something they put over the hole. I'm guessing this is more weather protection, so I'm just going to put a hole in that and just run the bolt through all of it. So I got me a drill bit here. It's just a little small drill bit, so I'm just going to use it by hand. I'm just going to use it and put a hole in that right there. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Like I said, the instructions that I have didn't say anything about this weather stripping on here not having a hole in it, or that it was even there. So we're just going to do that, and that's that. And we'll try this again. The carriage bolt with a black rubber washer will stick through this hole here. And we will take the flat washer, lock washer, and the circle tightener, and we'll come up underneath the truck. are under the bed cover and see that part sticking out there, we'll go ahead and put all this together the way it should be. I could use a tripod right now. Thank you, Mia. So we do rubber washer, trying to hold it in place, the metal flat washer, then the lock washer, and then the circle nut here for tightening. And we're just gonna very lightly put it down for now, because we want to, before we tighten it up, we're gonna do make sure it's all straight the way it should be. So what we're going to do next, we're going to unfold the bed cover, remove this packing. We'll open it all the way up, or close it all the way. All right, so just looking to see how it looks on both sides, see if it looks even. Looks like it could go a little bit over that way, but let's close the tailgate and see how that works. Well, the tailgate shuts just fine. Tailgate there, and let's see if it'll close. Yep, closed perfectly. I can't pull it up with my fingers, so it latched. So it appears to be in good location, good alignment. So now I'm going to go back and open it up very carefully. This is very important when you go back to open your bed cover. Just make sure you're very gentle and easy with it so you don't change the position, because right now it's in good position, and I want to be able to tighten down my my bolts up front without it changing. Okay, so now we'll go back under here and we'll just tighten these up right where they are. I hope we can get rid of that daylight shining through there. Yeah, much better. Okay, the next thing I have to do is install the hardware that these clips will go into when we got it open and going down the road. They'll be right there. If you don't have it open, you can always just clip those there, and it's clipped when it stays closed. So, but honestly, I should have probably done this step prior to buckling down the quad fold there. So because this is going to go here like that, and you'll have these go underneath the bed cover, and then your screw goes down. So it takes two hands to do this. I'm going to try to do it myself. If not, I'll incorporate the use of one of the crew and we'll get it done. So it can be done by yourself. I'll show you what I did. I got these two things that go up in the bottom of the bed cover. I put those in position, and I used tape to just hold them up there, so when I apply pressure with the screw, when I insert the screw, it will not they won't come out, so it'll allow me to put those screws in by myself. So, and it is a Phillips head screwdriver from the top side. There's the bracket there. So let me put it here, and we'll just put a screw in there. There's some weathering on the back of it that you got to push through with the screw. Take it and start it there into the hole. Use the screwdriver, see if we can get it to catch without pushing through. Okay, I think we got that side. Let's do this other side. All right, I have the clips in place, or the connectors in place for the clips, so I was able to do it just fine. So when you're driving with two sections folded back, you can clip it and then tighten them down, and you don't have to worry about your section coming unfolded. It stays in place. So, anyway, all right. No, before I fold it completely out, there's one more thing I need to do for the installation. I've got rubber bumpers that will go on this section of the bed cover, and kind of show you there. It's after it's folded. It's after two sections are folded up, because if you need your full bed, you're going to have to flip the cover up like that. And so wherever, that was my head on the garage, so wherever your bed cover contacts your cab, you want to put bumpers so that it doesn't scratch anything up. So I will put one here, and of course one right in the middle, and another one on the edge. So let me unfold it, and I will get those put on. Just like I did with the seal on the bulkhead, I'm going to take some alcohol and just clean this off, just to make sure it's nice and clean where I'm going to stick my rubber bumpers. Okay, that's good. The good thing about this bed cover is when you're going down the road with it up, you have these stoppers here. You just clamp that down, tighten it up, and you have one on each side right here, so you do the same thing on that side, and that holds the cover up in position while you're going down the road, and you don't have to worry about it falling down. Okay, so here's the finished product. Looks very good. It's nice and even. Looks like it's straight on both sides, and I can't lift it. It's latched, so that's good. If it were a cold climate, or if I installed this during the winter, I could take a heat gun or hair dryer and go over these rubber seals here to kind of make them take better shape. But since I live in Florida and it's August, I don't have to worry about that at all. But it looks amazing. I love these bed covers. They look good, they function well, and a little bit better security, because you can't get into it without letting the tailgate down. So if you keep your tailgate locked, it's going to be hard for someone to get into this. So anyway, I'm very happy. Again, this is the Gator brand right there, and it is the FX. They have several different models, but I chose the FX, so I'm very happy with it. And hope you like this video. Hope it helps you, and if you're thinking of getting a bed cover, consider the Gator. It's really nice. Take care. God bless.